Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am super excited today because today's video I haven't done in my channel before. I will say this encompasses beauty and lifestyle. Guess what I have here? The iPhone 12 Max. Oh my goodness, I couldn't help but come to review this particular phone. I was privileged to have this phone to be reviewed. I mean, currently I use the iPhone 7 Plus, 7S. That's what I used to film and record my videos. So hi guys, the new subscribers, the existing ones, thank you for always supporting me, and I hope the review today will give you an understanding if you want to get the phone or not. I'm super excited to unbox this particular phone with you. Okay, so this is the iPhone 12 Pro Max, the much talked about, the long awaited phone, and the only drink that is befitting for a phone of this magnitude is a champagne. I know it's not in the champagne glass, don't come for me, okay? Don't come for me, but oh my goodness. This phone is bougie. It's all shades of gorgeous. It's all shades of class. Listen, if you're going for that event, that meeting, this is a phone to handle. Alright, enough of the rambling. Let's head on to the video. So let's go ahead and unbox this particular phone. Opening it up, of course, this is how it is, like I said, and here is the phone in the pack. Now I need to also let you know that the downside to this is this phone doesn't come with any accessory at all. The only thing it comes with is just this cord. That is all. So I think the expectation from Apple is that if you're getting the 12 Pro Max, it's more like an upgrade for you. So you should already have some accessories. You should have your AirPods. You should have your what's it called, the plug, the socket. You should have, you know, some other, you know, minor accessories. I think that's what that's their own mindset. But I think they didn't think about is, what about people who are migrating from all other brands of phones coming to iPhone for the first time? This phone is not cheap. It's starting at $1,099. That's $1,099 for the phone. If they go ahead and buy this phone, they buy the AirPods separately, they buy the charger separately, and all its gadgets and accessories, it means that you're going to be spending almost $1,500 for a phone, which I think, in my opinion, that's way too expensive. That's way too expensive. So I don't understand this concept of not coming with an accessory. I think they need to also look at this as well. Another con with this phone is not a con per se, but I think that's just my personal preference. I would recommend that they also give the option for a fingerprint recognition. So as a user, you have different options of picking it at the face recognition or the fingerprint recognition. I think those are the only two cons I currently have about this phone. So now let's move on to other specifications, and the colors available right now are like the what's it called, the Pacific blue. This blue is called the Pacific blue. There is a graphite, there is a silver, and then there is a gold color. So the graphite is replacing the space gray. What Apple usually does is they come out with a certain kind of color that they know other phones don't carry, hence why they have the blue, and they call it a very fancy name. Like I said, they're calling this a Pacific blue. Yeah, it's pretty, I'm not gonna lie, it's very, very pretty. So moving on to the specification, let's talk about the battery life. This battery life is way more advanced. It's way more advanced than even the 12 Pro. This will charge you up to about, I think, about 11 hours, say 10 hours 58 minutes. So you can use your phone between like 10 hours 58 minutes or about 11 hours, which is 2 hours more than what your iPhone 12 Pro or your iPhone 11 Pro Max will carry you for. Those will carry you somewhere about 9 hours and a few minutes. So 2 hours more, it's something is huge for content creators that are always posting pictures, you're shooting YouTube content with your phone. I think the battery life is something that, you know, is really good. Another thing with this phone is it has a more advanced camera. iPhone 12 Pro Max captures colors way better than the iPhone 12 Pro, or I'd say significantly better than the 11 Pro. So if you're shooting images that has lots of colors, this particular phone picks the colors better, and it helps to make the words or the letters in whatever you're shooting actually come to life even better. And it says it has a 47% larger sensor and a larger pixel, which dramatically increases the amount of light that gathers on its wide camera. Okay, and another thing that this does is that if you're converting your 4K video to a 1080p, it takes about 28 seconds. That's how fast the processing time of this particular phone is when you're converting your 4K videos to your 1080p. For those of you who shoot videos, who do YouTube, you understand the difference in the 4K and the 1080p. Also, the new OIS, it stabilizes the sensor. So when you're moving, it has a sensor stabilization. So when you're shooting your 4K in motion, it helps to stabilize your image. So it doesn't go wobbling about. So that's what the image stabilization does for this phone as well. And it has of course, a new 65mm telephoto camera. This lets you zoom in so deeply, because when you're shooting your photo, it has a 0.5, 1 and 2.5 image capture. So for the 2.5 will help you zoom so closely, really closely, better than the 12 Pro or the 11 Pro Max that zooms at a 2.0. So the 0.5 you might think is insignificant, but when you're shooting a picture and you're zooming in with this phone, you will understand that the 2.5 zoom is magnificent. And also the front glass is protected by ceramic shield that prevents it from cracking or breaking 4 times better than all other phones. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't get a screen protector. I don't know if you want to spend all that money on this phone and not get a screen protector on this phone. And this phone looks a lot more premium than the Pro Max or the 12 Pro. 1, because of the size, and 2, because of the very sleek edges. So let me come closer for you to see how thin it is and what the edges look like. Okay, this is what the edge look like right now. It's really sleek on this particular phone. I was watching a YouTuber. The guy said this is a beast of a phone. Trust me, that's the best way he could explain what this phone is, because they took their time to actually make this phone. I would rather say this phone is a lion in the jungle. The lion is the king of the jungle. So the 12 Pro Max is the king of all phones. Listen, it came in and made every other phone that came before it look useless, to be honest. Like, there's no basis for comparison. I'm sure that's why when they were rolling out this phone, they made it come out by itself, because it was going to make a grand entrance. And when you're watching a movie, a lot of movies that have a lot of lights, it has a lot of motions and actions going on. This phone will help you to, like I said, to pick the colors and the motion. It gives it that effect like you're in a real theater. You have your theater in your hand. Literally, you have your theater in your hand. I'm not just hyping this phone. Like I said, this phone is strictly for review. My phone is a 7S. Okay. And then in terms of the weight, it doesn't weigh so much. You can put your phone in your pocket and you're good to go. Yeah, you can put your phone in your pocket or in your purse and you're good to go. But in terms of the screen, it's quite large though. It's quite big. And sometimes when you're on your phone and you just want to type with just one of your fingers, yeah, that's possible if you have big palms. Depends on who's using it. But if you have smaller palms, I don't know, you might have to use both of your hands, because it's quite big. Yeah, it's quite big. So I'll come closer again to see the specifics with the 3 cameras, to see how the edges look like. Okay, that's it right there. Okay, and that's it in the front. Wow. So if you want to do a direct comparison based on what we have on the Apple website between the iPhone 12 Pro and the 12 Pro Max, in terms of the way they operate, they are quite similar, but there's still some distinct features in terms of the Pro Max. So for the iPhone 12 Pro has a 26mm focal length. The Pro Max has the same thing. The 12 Pro has a 1.4 pixel, while the iPhone 12 Pro Max has a 1.7 pixel. Did you catch that? The Pro has a 1.4 pixel, but the Pro Max has a 1.7 pixel. They both shoot at they both have 1.6 aperture. They both have the 100% focal pixels, and they both have a 7-element lens. And the 12 Pro have the OIS, I don't know what that means, but the iPhone 12 Pro Max has a sensor shift OIS. So by and large, to wrap this video up, will I recommend this phone? Yes, I will totally recommend this phone to anyone who wants to get the phone. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so I would recommend this to anyone who wants to get this phone. It's totally worth it. So now, if you have the 12 Pro, is it wise to upgrade to a 12 Pro Max? Now, that's based on your own prerogative. Okay, if you have the money to splurge on another brand new phone when you just got the 12 Pro, it's entirely up to you. But do I see the need for it? No, I don't see the need for it. A lot of those phone companies just releases, add just one thing to get you excited, just the way I'm excited, and add some money to it. But then if you're like me, who uses like an old phone like the 7 Plus, which I'm not bothered by, as far as I can receive my calls, make my calls, I can shoot all my videos. I have over 40 videos on my YouTube channel shot by my phone. I'm fine. But if you are a gadget freak, or your phone is due for a change, say you're using a 7 or an 8, yes, it's a good thing if you go for the 12 Pro Max. The difference between the 12 Pro in terms of price and the Pro Max is about $100. I think that starts at $999 and the Pro Max starts at $1099, $1,000 more. But keep in mind that the larger you go in terms of the memory, in terms of the memory, the larger you go, the more money you gotta pay. And these phones in the US are available with so many carriers, with T-Mobile, AT&T, of course Apple, Verizon, and so many other carriers. And if you're here in the US, you might want to take advantage of the trading value. What that means is that if you have any phone older than the iPhone 12 Pro, you can go ahead and trade your phone. They have different values to it. And say your phone will cost, the trading value for your phone will be $300. They'll take that out of the total cost of your iPhone. And I know AT&T is doing, I think, a better deal. They're giving off, I think, almost about $800, but there's always a catch to these things. Don't get carried away when you see, give you $800 for the new 12 Pro Max. There's always a catch. Either they tell you to add a new line. There's always a catch. Don't get carried away. So you need to be absolutely sure if you want to get this phone. And for my subscribers who live in other regions of the world where you have to pay outright for your phones, that's a lot of money. So I just went ahead and calculated for my subscribers who live outside of the United States, specifically for my Nigerian subscribers, this phone will be going for approximately $500. This is before tax. And if you're bringing an item into the country worth 500,000 naira, 500,000 naira, they most likely might be selling it for about 800,000 naira. Remember, this is a starting price. This is a starting price, so it means that when we start, the cost price will start from 500,000 naira, if I'm making sense. But the cost price in dollars starting at 1,099. It's a little bit confusing. 1,000. Just looking off the internet, it says that the 12 Pro and the 12 Pro Max in the UK is starting at £999 to £1,399, which will make it a lot more expensive because the Great British Pounds is higher than the US dollars. So it depends on where you're buying. So final note: this phone, in my opinion, is a work of art. I'm going to concur with what that guy says. This phone is a beast. This phone is a lion in the jungle. This phone is that woman who steps into the room, or that person who steps into the room and everybody is quiet. This phone made an entrance into the market. Yeah, if you splurge on it, trust me, it's not a waste of money, but I mean, it's your prerogative what you want to do. And I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, remember to leave a thumbs up and all that good stuff. Thank you very much. If you want to see any more reviews from me, let me know. If it's a phone, a laptop, whatever it is, just let me know. I might be willing to go ahead and do that for you guys. So until next time that I come your way, remember to stay blessed. Remember to remain sleek like the iPhone 12 Pro Max. And remember to make it a great week. Bye, guys.